Good afternoon, everyone. Chris Berryman here, Coalition Builder and founder of Bringing Humanity Together. Yes, this is another mobile edition of Conversation for Humanity. I'm waiting for my wife to get off work, so I'm just having a good, nice little snack before we get caught up on Conversation for Humanity. And our special guest here today is Dr. Werner Korb, who is actually coming all the way from Bolivia with us today. So he's willing to share his story with us today on Conversation for Humanity. So again, welcome everyone to the Bring Humanity Together live stream. This is one of 3 open forums under the Bring Humanity Together umbrella where people can discuss topics related to the workplace and humanity in the workplace in a very positive and constructive way. We want to know the issues that are facing people today in our workplaces today because it's our goal, our mission, our passion, our purpose, and I even dare say our calling here at Bring Humanity Together to create environments that people will love, not only in our workplaces, but also in our very communities. And as always, we'll be going live every day of the week, Monday through Friday. We have our community calls booked in at the beginning and at the end of the week. So we have our team call that was just done 2 days ago on Monday. If you'd like to join that call, please send me a message and we'll make sure that you can join that team call and meet the team. And then also we have our other team call, which is on Friday at 3 o'clock via LinkedIn Audio. If you'd like to find out how you can join that call, send me a message and I'll get the details to you straight away on that. In fact, today I'll be posting tomorrow's call and Friday's call later on today. But let's, without no further ado, go to our special guest today. Werner is here with us today. Hello, Werner. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Chris. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's a wonderful Wednesday, so I can't complain.
Yeah, Wednesday is good. It's right in the middle of the week.
Yes, that is already. And Sue is with us today. Hello, Sue. Please join us. We would love to hear from you today and everything. In fact, Sue is a part of Bringing Humanity Together. She is the team leader in strength and values and everything like that. And I can't wait for you to meet Sue because she is an amazing person in and of herself. So, Werner, can you kind of tell us where you're from and
Yes.
a little about where you started from and everything like that? And we'll take it from there.
Yes. I'm from Austria. So I don't have a Latin name. So you see, I'm not from Bolivia, but I live in Bolivia for 1 year and 9 months now. Moved here with my whole family. Actually, I'm from Vienna. We talked about Vienna just before, Chris and myself. I was born in Vienna, raised in Vienna, moved to Germany for many, many years, worked there as a researcher. And yeah, since more than 1 year, I live now in Bolivia.
So what took you from Austria to Bolivia? What was that catalyst that said, "Hey, I got to go here"? What was that for you, Werner?
I mean, to come to Bolivia, that was God's guidance. We didn't actually plan to go to Bolivia. We wanted to go to Latin America. We wanted to live in a Christian community in Paraguay, actually. Yeah, and now we're in Bolivia. So we like it very much here, but we didn't plan it. And I think that's the best anyway, not to plan everything, but follow God's will and follow His guidance. And we are here as a family now, and yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing place. You feel the freedom here. It's not so much regulation like in Europe, and yeah, we are setting up our lives here.
So, how many people are in your family, Werner?
We are 5. It's my wife and me and 3 kids. 2 adult sons. One is 18 and one is 20, and my daughter is 10 years old.
Oh, nice.
And we have 5 dogs, so 5 people and 5 dogs.
And you gotta say now what kind of dogs you got now. You gotta tell us that.
Yeah, it's different sizes, all good in a good mix. Yeah.
All right, very good, very good. And
Yeah.
we would love for you guys to join us today. I'll be putting the links for you guys to join the call today. We will love to hear from you when Werner comes share his story. on Conversation for Humanity here at the top of the hour. But Warner, like I said, I just truly, when we were talking before the live, what you just shared with me about what you're all about is truly resonating with me, and I truly believe there's a lot of potential between what you're doing and what we're doing here at Bring Humanity Together. So I truly believe that there's that collaboration that can take hold. And also, we have a mutual friend, which is Dan Christina, correct?
True, yes. I know Christina since a couple of weeks or months now. We met. I don't know actually where we met. Maybe it was the 4 day challenge. I think we both attended the 4 day challenge, and yeah, and then we met on LinkedIn, and we're in the 100 community together, and so we were chatting a lot. I'm now in the Tech Leadership Lab, also joining nearly every week. Not every week. It depends on my other schedule, but nearly every week. And yeah, we are connected. And I think in the Tech Leadership Lab we also met, right, Chris?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. So, like I said, we would love for you guys to join us today and get to meet Warner here on our meet and greet session, part of it. So please click the link. I believe one link is already there already. So if you go click the Conversation for Humanity link, it says Wednesday. We would love for you to join the call and join us today. And we would love to hear from you. So I'll put this in the comment section of our LinkedIn and do that. Come join us, and then copy and paste that. Oh, I gotta put the link, don't I? So, but Warner, so can you tell me kind of what are the favorite things that you guys like to do as a family right now, especially now since you're in Bolivia, which is a totally different environment? What are the kind of things you like to do right now when you're currently living?
I mean, we are still busy figuring out our life, right? It's completely different than in Austria. But I mean, being together as a family, inviting friends. We have also international friends here. Being together, having barbecue, churrasco, as the people say here in Bolivia. Yeah, I think that is what we do and what we like.
All right, and I hear one of the dogs already.
Yes, you will hear more of them. That will happen throughout the whole session. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. I think his bark is worse than his bite, right?
I'm sorry.
I said his bark is worse than his bite. It's a joke.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, but like I said, we would love to hear you guys today. So I've already put the link on LinkedIn, and I'm about ready to post it on our YouTube channel. So we would love to have you guys join us today. And Monica is here with us today. Monica, I'm glad that you're here because we had a great call with Keith and Jay and everything. We got to get you clued in on a few things. But Monica is right now the interim team leader of health and wellness. Warner, this is Monica. Monica, this is Warner.
Good to meet you.
Hi, Werner.
How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm
Nice to
good.
meet you
Thank
too. I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You okay?
Yes.
Good, good.
Good.
It's just I'm so confused because obviously we in the UK we've changed the time for the winter time, and unfortunately all of the invites were they're still the same, so they haven't changed. So I've been keep missing the meetings the last 2 days. So
yeah, that happened to me always when they changed in Austria and Germany.
Oh,
That's awful.
I'm not the only one then, yeah.
I don't know why they do it. I never understand that, but they do it.
Exactly. And then I don't know why I didn't really add these two together. That obviously in States, these guys are on the other side of the globe. And I was thinking like, what's going on? Why when I joined the meetings, they just end things. Yeah, I was literally there. People were wrapping up stuff, and I was like, okay. 2 days it took me to find out. But
Yeah,
yeah, here
normally
I
it
am.
took me one week to synchronize myself with the new time.
Yeah, there you go. Same. Good. It's good to know that it's not only me.
No, I think that's for nearly everybody,
Exactly.
particularly if you work online and international.
Exactly. And this is the first time, the first season, winter season that I work with these guys. So yeah. So
Yeah. And
hoping
so,
it's okay.
Monica, you got to share with Werner what brought you to bring humanity together.
Oh wow. Um, simple. The love for people, genuine connection, compassion, empathy. I feel that I'm talking from my experience now. I sort of turn my pain into the superpower, learn my lessons, and I feel I can help others to sort of extend that compassion. Because once you, if you like, being on the other side of the bridge or rainbow, whatever you call it, knowing how things look like and then what they need to go through in terms of the trauma or healing processes, breakups, and things like this, I can truly add value. So yeah, and obviously I'm in love with visions of Chris. So the vision is becoming a tangible thing now. So well done. And yeah, really wants to be a part of it. Good cause,
All
beautiful
right.
cause.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Monica. I'm so humbled and honored that you're a part of this amazing and awesome and great and growing team and community and movement that is bringing humanity together. We are so humbled and honored. And yes, uh, what we're going to do here is going to be truly amazing, Monica. I just know it in my heart of hearts, and it is going to be a beautiful thing when we really bring humanity together, not only to the world, but do it also on a local level. And it's really going to be truly amazing. And I see we have Sue Dennis with us. Hello, Sue. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Hello, Chris. Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great, great. Lovely to see you, Monica. You haven't been around for a while, so great to
Hi.
have you on board again.
Good to see you too. I've been yeah, I'm
I have
literally
this time zone problem as well. In fact, I want to get an app to solve the problem. I've got to find somebody to recommend a good time zone app. I'm serious, Chris.
I blame my color of my hair, so yeah. But
And
it's good
it's
to
nice
know.
There
to
you
It's good
go.
to
There you
learn.
go.
It's not only me.
It's nice to have Werner on board. We haven't heard too much from him, so I'll be quiet and just let him do some talking.
Yeah.
Well, Sue, if you could introduce yourself to Warner and what led you here to bring humanity together, he would love to know that.
Werner, my name is Sue, and I'm the team leader for strengths and values for bringing humanity together. And like everybody on the in the group, it was actually Chris that brought me to it. I believe as the founder, he's recruited most people to the cause, and I'm there because I like everybody else who's doing it. They're my friends. They're like-minded people, and I like their vision for bringing humanity together, which is to make the world a better place for everybody. And I think that's a good thing because we live in a very bad world, and I think that's. I hope we can do a lot of good in the world. I care about things like, well, people really, I think, don't you, Chris? That's what it really boils down to, this world we live in. I don't know. What do you
Yes.
think, Monica?
Yeah,
What about you,
definitely.
Werner?
People. Oh, sorry.
No,
People,
no,
nature as well.
I was going to ask Werner what he thought about what I just said and whether he had any questions for me.
Not yet. I'm just learning about bringing humanity together. I was not very much in touch with it yet. I was, I think, in the first meeting last week when Christina presented herself because I wanted to find out what it is. And I was in touch with Chris before, and he invited me to come. And since I'm always curious to meet other entrepreneurs and other founders and innovators, yeah, I was immediately happy to join. So I'm still finding out, but I think that's the way, networking, finding out, getting to know each other, and then going.
Well, we actually have 6 pillars, so it'll probably make more sense when you know about the other 6 pillars, because my pillar kind of supports everyone else's. My strengths and values side of things dovetails in with, say, if you were looking at consulting on an employment basis, I'd be looking to get the best out of all the employees by playing to their strengths, not their weaknesses, and making them happy. Because as I said today in our team meeting, it's no good paying someone £1 million if they're miserable. And I don't see people who are miserable do a good job anyway. So, but Monica actually heads up health and wellness, Monica.
Yes.
So there you are. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to speak to Monica and she'll give you her take on things.
Yeah, sure. I want to learn.
Perfect. Yeah. So for the health and wellness, how I see it is balancing the mind, body, and spirit to have achieve the harmonious life with the planet, with the nature. So spending more time in nature. So I'm all about spirituality, meditation, yoga, different sort of technique to quiet your mind, to reconnect with yourself, healthy lifestyle and healthy eating as well. Because obviously, however we treat our human's vessel, then it really depends how long we're going to stay on this planet and then leave this life. So it's quite important to really nourish our body as well.
And I think my values, Werner, are about things like the environment and spirituality, the importance of faith in all of this. And so there's Monica talking about health and wellness. So there's kind of values coming into it, and spirituality, and looking after the environment, and do you see what I mean? What I'm trying to say, Chris? Does all of this make sense? What do you think?
I absolutely love it all and everything like that, and I'm glad to see Michelle's here with us today, all the way from South Africa. Hello,
You
Michelle.
back?
How you doing?
You're on mute.
So we're glad that you are here. So how you doing, Michelle?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really happy to be back. For me, it is definitely all about humanity, and the more we all get together for the right purpose, that is what it's all about. And why not with the strongest people that can make a movement happen? And I think it's fantastic.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
It's lovely to see the different side of you today.
well, it is.
Sorry, I'm being too honest sometimes.
That's fine. I actually come from authenticity. I speak from my heart, and
Same.
we've all been through quite a bit in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
And if something doesn't gel with me, I'm going to say something until I feel happy. And I think that's what it's all about, just to get us where we need to be. And if we could do that as a team, why not? Because that's what it's actually all about. And I'm all about legacies. All the most important things are being forgotten. And I'm about putting in those legacies.
That's going to be a huge legacy.
So, and I'm about unconditional love, and I'm doing it through art and helping others do that as well. So, when you go through a lot of deaths and all those kind of things in life, absolutely. So, I often speak from my heart.
There you go. Thank you, Michelle. So it is that time now for Werner to come share his story on Conversation for Humanity. So Werner, the floor is yours. So please come share your story on Conversation for Humanity.
Yeah, I mean, I can show a lot of my story. It's already a long time. My story started 47 years ago. But I guess my Tech One coaching, my recent startup, is maybe most interesting, and how everything started. So what is all about Tech One? Tech One, the idea is to help really freelancers and solopreneurs to be not alone, but finding a group, a community, right? And this is what we just discussed before: finding people, finding a network, being healthy also when doing your business. And I have seen, or I have heard a lot of stories where people reach out to me and tell me they have already burned out, often in a very young age. I meet people that are in the early 20s and have already burned out because they worked too much, started in school and worked at the same time, and wanted to do everything at the same time. It's mainly as freelancers because I focus on them. And then they restart, and I'm happy if I can help to help them to restart and find a community. So the idea is really that everybody can work independent, but at the same time we help each other growing, right? And help each other not only growing in terms of business. Of course, this is one of the main concerns for many people, to find clients and to have the monthly revenue and to pay the bills, but also in terms of growing as a person, growing for their own purpose, finding a calling, and so on and so on. And this is really what started in Tech One in the last weeks. I started this initiative in the beginning of this year. Then in about June, July, it started very slowly, but now it is growing step by step. And I really see that people are networking sometimes from the first meeting when they meet, and building new ideas, new communities, new platforms. And this is really amazing. So it's my coaching, but the main part is the people working together, reaching out to each other, making their own meetings. Sometimes they make their own meetings, I do not even know, and building new things. And this is all about Tech One. So, and now going a little bit back in the story, why did I start it? How did everything start? It's because I started my own business also some years ago, and I know how it feels if you come from university, if you come from a very structured environment, if you don't have parents that are entrepreneurs. So I know how it feels if you start your own business without being prepared for it. And the university doesn't prepare you for being an entrepreneur. So I was even a research professor. I was doing a lot of work in the university, but I was never prepared to do my own business, right? Your parents might prepare you. It depends on your family, right? There are families of great entrepreneurs. And if you have parents that have been entrepreneurs, or even grandparents, or even more generations, that's great. I see that very often. So if you have seen it from your family, that's a good preparation. But this was not the case in for me. And so I need to learn from scratch. And I did a lot of mistakes. Some things went good, some things went wrong. And so I thought I can help other entrepreneurs to make the same start as I did, starting from scratch, having an idea and how to build a business. And then I thought, where is my niche? I can help startups, maybe in Latin America, where I live. But my Spanish, to be honest, is not good enough yet. And the people speak Spanish here. They don't speak a lot of English. Some startup founders do, but not everybody. And so then I was talking with coaches, with networks, jumping on LinkedIn because I like LinkedIn very much as a platform, trying it out. And then I found out my niche is the solopreneurs and freelancers, because there are not a lot of incubators or accelerators for solopreneurs, right? For the standard startups where you set up a software, or where you're developing an innovative truck or whatever, you have a lot of incubators, from Y Combinator to whatever, Green Combinator in Berlin and all over the world. But I don't see a lot of incubators or accelerators for freelancers, for graphic designers, for IT consultants, for software developers, for virtual assistants, for content writers, for copywriters, and so on and so on. And I see a lot of them are copies of others. So I see a lot of freelancers that are copies of their idols or of whomever, but they're not unique. And what I want to do, those people who join Tech One, I want to help them to become unique, not a copy, but a unique freelancer with a unique selling proposition, right? And unique in terms of business, but also in terms of personality. Yeah, and this is my story. I started in research, I started in innovation. I did 15 years, more than 15 years of research in universities, in different universities, in the health tech area. And so I love to do innovative things. And this is the reason why I don't like copies of people. I don't like copies of businesses. I don't like copies of anything. I want to do new things, innovation and research. And now we do research in terms of freelance businesses, right? And we find out new ideas, new steps. And this is what I really love to do. Not, yeah, not always doing the same, but really finding new ways, new ideas, and so on. Yeah. So yeah, actually that's maybe my story. Grown up in Vienna, lived for 25 years there, started in Vienna, then moved to Heidelberg, a very nice city in Germany. Many of you might know it. Then moving to the East Zone, the so-called East Zone of Germany. Of course, it was not the East Zone at the time anymore. It was after the unity of Germany, but Leipzig, a completely different place. I realized already moving from Austria to Germany can be a culture shock, right? And so, although we speak the same language and we're all Germans to some extent, but still we are different. And then coming back to Austria and now having another culture shock in Bolivia, in Latin America, and starting here with my family of 5 people and 5 dogs. And luckily they're silent at the moment and not too loud. So, because otherwise you could both hear me maybe. Yeah. What else do you want to know? I'm typically, it's easier for me to talk about my story if people ask me what they want to know, because there's so many facets, so many points in my story. So, but this was the main vision at the moment, the main summary of the story. But if you want to know a certain point or a certain part of it, let me know, and I will tell you this part of my story.
Thank you, Werner. Just a quick question from me. Why 5 dogs? Is it difficult?
Yeah, the reason is because we feel pity with the street dogs here, right? And there is a big problem here in Latin America and particularly in our city where we live. And we felt pity with them. I mean, we could take many more, but we can't because we don't have the capacity.
You have a good heart.
Yeah, that's the point of my family and my wife, and so this is the
she
reason.
Local?
And no, she's also from Austria. We are both from Austria.
Wow. So why Bolivia? I mean, because it's very. Why not Brazil, Venezuela? Venezuela, probably not.
Venezuela, maybe not, but yeah, Brazil is a good question. Or
sorry,
yeah, I mean, this is a really good question, and I told already Chris before, and those who listened in the beginning. Actually, it was the guidance of God, because we wanted to go to another place. We didn't plan to go Bolivia. We didn't know a lot about Bolivia before, and a lot of people don't know a lot of Bolivia, and we like that. It's a hidden champion, so please don't tell too many people. We were guided here, and it's a good place for us. I mean, there are other places that might be better for other people, but yeah. Maybe I can tell you in when we meet the next time, when I tell my next story.
That's fascinating, because you're like a biblical people, when the gods really directed them to the certain lands, and then gave them a land, and then build a house here, find a wife. Wow, you are more.
Yeah, this is really interesting that you say that. This is really how we felt when we moved here. The people of God, right? Israel. Also, they were going out of Egypt and going through the Red Sea and so on. And we exactly felt like that. And we are also reading the Bible a lot. The Bible, the Bible. In German it's the Bible, and in English it's the Bible. We're reading the Bible a lot. And yeah, we really felt that, and it inspired us, and it also always inspires us. So for us, the Bible is the guidance, and it inspires us. And it's really interesting that you typically I tell that part, or I explain that part of my story, but it's interesting that you tell me this. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's fascinating because obviously not knowing the language. So what's I mean I know that God guided you, but what's the living in Bolivia like? Not knowing the language, people, not having any family there. It's like an outcaster. It's how do you find
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, I mean that's really interesting. It's completely different, right? You cannot plan so much. You're more living from day to day, and I also see that biblically, right? Not planning in the next 20 years. This is what I learned in Austria, and actually, I think it's not good to plan for the next 20 years. I mean, the people
You
plan
go with
for
the flow.
the people plan for their retirement, right? In Austria and also in Germany, they plan
Here.
what they will do when they are 65.
Mhm.
I mean, I cannot see that attitude here in Bolivia. Maybe there are exceptions, right? But this is not the main attitude to plan what you're doing with 65. And so, yeah, the people more plan for a day or for a week, and they plan for a day, but in the end of the day, they know what happened. So actually, they plan after the day and not before the day. Um, and I see that as a lot of freedom. Yeah. So what is for me the main difference between Europe or Austria and Bolivia is in here we have much more freedom, and in Austria we have much more control. I mean, to some extent, more control would be a little bit better here sometimes, but to be honest, I do not miss it very much. And so safety is a big issue in Europe, right? And here it's more the freedom. So what I typically say, if people choose in Austria for a certain topic or for a certain situation, and they choose between safety and freedom, they would choose for safety. If the people choose here, they would more likely choose for freedom and not so much for safety. That's not true for everybody, of course. I mean, also many people want to come to Europe, so there's really a movement. Many people from here want to go to Europe, and many people from Europe want to go to here. So it's really interesting. But this is my main yeah feelings of the difference. Yeah,
That's
also of the daily
beautiful,
life.
when you just said that because, sorry, Chris, one more thing. I feels like when you tapped into your soul and when you're speaking from the heart and you live godly in line with the certain purpose and values, you don't plan because you're not in fear. You trust, you believe, you have the higher power, and you know that everything's going to be okay. So you don't need to plan for anything and anyone. So, but you're right about a freedom, because freedom comes when you have no sort of expectations. That's the freedom. Because when you have expectations, then you have doubts, then you have anxiety, then you in your head, thinking like how to do things. No, don't try to find fix the problem or find a way to do something. Ask yourself, why are you doing this, and look for solutions. And this is freedom. I feel it's beautiful. I love your story. An absolutely great place to live, I think. Peaceful, and then I think the time slows, there's almost like stops there because they still sort of
Yeah,
culturally they quite developed, in their own
yeah.
culture.
Yeah, it's really interesting, Monica, what you are saying.
They wear this like a funny hat, yeah, Bolivians. They're like a small, tiny hats.
Yeah, they have different styles, right? Because we have so many cultures here. We have, I think, 32 official languages, many cultures, indigenous culture, Spanish, and so on. Yeah, that's very interesting. But also in terms of relax, that's really an important point or interesting point you say. So I see people that are working a lot here too, right? And some also have to do it. They have maybe 2 or 3 jobs. That's not always very good, and we really can work on that and help people. But still, at the same time, and this is interesting, the people have here maybe more work, they work more jobs, they work maybe longer times, but still I feel more stress in Austria and Germany, where, I mean, Germany is the country of vacation, right? I think there's no country in the world where you have so many vacation days and so many holidays. Like in Germany today, for example, is one of them. And so I think there's no country like Germany, but still I feel the people are more stressed and more unhealthy about stress than here in Bolivia, although the people work more. And this is so interesting. Yeah, I cannot explain every part of it. I have maybe some thoughts about it, but this is really interesting. Yeah, this is my observation.
They live slowly, you know. Because I think, oh, sorry, I think.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sorry, there was a delay. I'm just setting up.
All right, thank you, Monica. So let's hear from everyone else. I don't know, Keith was on. Hopefully, Keith will jump back on here in a little bit. But Elizabeth's here with us today. Hello, Elizabeth. How you doing?
I'm fine, Chris. How are you?
Doing good.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Glad that you're here.
Good to see you here.
Welcome, Dr. Werner. Dr. Werner is my coach in one of his programs on LinkedIn. So I'm welcoming you to bringing humanity together. Happy to see you here.
Yeah, good to see you here, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is already in Tech One, so she knows already a little bit about what we are doing. And maybe she can explain a little bit also of that story and of our vision. Also from the other side. Yeah, that's amazing that you are here. Good to meet you here.
Yeah, good to meet you too. In Tech One, we learn about working virtually, and Dr. Werner is our coach, and he has been really helpful. We are in week 6, 6 more weeks to go. So can somebody join in between? Monica can join us. By the way, Sue, you wanted to learn something about virtual assistant. Now, Dr. Werner is the right guy to talk to. So, can you hear me?
Thank you, Elizabeth, for introducing me. Thank you very much
so
for introducing the program.
I've got to unmute myself. Yeah, well, I'm technically challenged, so that's my interest in being a virtual assistant, because you have to work on your own, don't you? Rather than being in an office where you can turn around and say to people, "Well, hey, how do I do this?" It doesn't work that way when you're on your own, does it? You have to, you have to figure things out for yourself. So, and as Chris knows, I'm not the best at doing that, am I, Chris?
But there are small tasks that you can do, like email management. So you're able to answer emails or calendar management. Those ones are not very tasking. Maybe you can join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a class with Dr. Werner at
every Thursday. Yeah, we have a meeting, and we are talking about a small topic every week, right? So I managed to make this, or my idea was to have this 12-week program, as Elizabeth told you. So I was not going into details about the methodologies. I was more going about the vision and what is Tech One all about, to help each other grow and to help freelancers. But the programs or the methodology is really to help with short bites, right? Because what I realized in coaching and in training, if you do 1 hour sessions, 2 hour sessions, and I worked as a university professor, so I did a lot of classes, then you're typically overwhelmed and you don't know after 1 hour or 90 minutes what to change or what to do. And so we do small bites, right? 15 minutes, 30-minute bites, and we do one focused topic and we work on it and we talk about it. And then everybody does this challenge and works on it and transfers it into reality according to each needs. And then we do the next one. And then we have 12 weeks. And in 12 weeks, we really can grow a lot. So it's amazing how much you can do in 12 weeks, but only with very short 15-minute, 20-minute coachings. And we tried it. I tried it with one cohort already. I had already some graduates of this 12-week program. And now we are in the second cohort of the 12-week challenge. And I have other 12-week programs. And it's really amazing how people grow. I have one virtual assistant from Vietnam He's now living in Bali, in the center of digital nomads, where you have a lot of co-working spaces, and he really enjoys that, to work with other people in the co-working space. And after his program, he has now 3 offers. He doesn't know how to manage all the offers, so he has too much work suddenly. So before he had not enough, and now he has too much. So we have to do a coaching again on how to manage too much work. So before we had to coach him to get work, and now we have to coach him how to manage.
It sounds amazing. I think I would like to join as well. So you guys must please send me a connection.
Yeah, definitely.
Somehow.
Kindly
I'd love to do
join
that.
us.
Sounds
I'd
very
love to
interesting.
do that. But what about Monica? Because Monica's technically challenged as well, from what she tells me. Do you want to join us, Monica?
So I wouldn't call myself technically challenged. I would call myself I wouldn't use that word, because remember, universe listens, very actively all the time, and your inner talk and how do you see yourself, it manifests. So we are we perhaps could take advantage of some courses, or additional learning.
Yes, and the guys in the
we are
cohort too.
perfect.
Guys in cohort 2 are very helpful. In case you have any question, they are ready to answer anytime, even not during the class time. The group is very active.
Well,
So
that's to
kindly
bring
join
it
us
into.
tomorrow.
Well, that's good, because then if I have something specific in the real world I'm having trouble with, as opposed to the learning world, then that's nice to know I can bring that problem to someone else. It's something as simple as splitting my screen when I'm looking at a document and not making it cover the meeting and spoiling the meeting for everybody else. That's how basic my IT skills are. But I mean, this sounds great, Werner. This sounds great. But it would be nice to have you along, Monica, for whatever reason, even if it's just because you feel you could benefit from some IT training.
We all can, we all can benefit from it, because we are complete and perfect, but we can do some additional learning.
Yes,
Dr.
we do.
Werner,
how do you make money on this? Sorry, just a quick, because
how I do money on, or make money in Tech One. I mean, I have this public coaching. It's very scratching on the surface, and it's free for everybody. But then I have more in-depth coaching programs, right, where we really go one-on-one, and you can book me as often as you like during 1 week from Monday to Friday. So I call it flash coaching. You make a 15-minute session, you make your homework. As soon as you finish your homework, you can book me again. And so this is the idea: unlimited sessions and one-on-one coaching, and also the team meetings. These team meetings are the prerequisite. So it's the main part. One-on-one coaching together with the team meetings, and we do very practical things also in the team meetings. Like sometimes we do more coaching strategic things, and sometimes we do really software things. So if everybody agrees, then we talk about software integration of CRM systems in LinkedIn, whatever. So today, for example, we talked about CRM integration in LinkedIn, but really practically I showed how it works, right? And I have a monthly fee, or I have also a 12-week program. I have a yearly program. So it's subscription based mainly, right?
Okay, but this 12 weeks program or challenge is a free one you do on the top of that additionally, or how does that work?
Yeah. So the 12-week challenge. So I have made different 12-week programs, because I think the 12 weeks are really a good period to grow your business. So I have this free program, which is really on the surface, one challenge every week. Everybody can join, ask questions, and we are not going very much into depth. We are really scratching on the surface. If you want to go the next step, if you want to go really step by step, one-on-one with me, you book the 12-week coaching program, the flash coaching program, right? And this costs $390 at the moment. I can mention it because this is the price at the moment. And then I have a yearly coaching program. So if you really want to grow for longer, I have a yearly coaching program. And then I'm now planning, and I'm really going in the pre-sales very soon. I really want to go into I am not know, maybe I call it masterclass, or I'm still looking for a good name for it. but I will really do it how can I say? So it's not on a one-on-one, but one-on-one sessions are included, but it's really like with webinars, and everybody gets the same program and with video tutorials, and so really even more in depth. So I have 3 levels: the surface level, the coaching level, and the masterclass is coming out soon. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. And how do you put your program together? Do you use someone to support you to accelerate and put yourself out there and build your business, or do you do it all yourself?
The business build. I mean, I do it with the network, and I'm in communities, and I'm, for example, in the 100 community, and now in this community. So I'm reaching out mainly on LinkedIn, but I'm doing it myself, right? I don't have people I pay for, not yet. What I do is I do some affiliate programs. So, but really also on the individual basis, so that I don't have a general big affiliate program. But if I find people I like, and I like their sales, or I like their programs, and it fits together, or we build packages, and so I have affiliate programs on a individual basis. That this yet, but this yes, but mainly I'm doing it myself. But I work together with my family and also other partners. For example, for graphic design, for video editing, for copies, for other things. So yeah, I like it to work with my family and building a family business.
And that's what it really is all about, Warner, is creating a family dynamic and atmosphere, even if they're not your own flesh and blood. And that's the beautiful thing about humanity in and of itself. So let's welcome in some more people, too, as well. We have our newest partner here at Bring Humanity Together. Keith is with us. Hello, Keith. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. Thanks, everyone. Great conversation. I got in a little bit late. I'm commuting today to my office, which is like 2 hours away. But great conversation, and love learning about more. I love to learn more about your time in Bolivia, Werner. And where in Bolivia are you? Are you in La Paz?
No, I'm in Santa Cruz. It's in
Santa Cruz.
in the east part. You know it?
No, I know people in the area. So yeah, very cool,
Yeah,
very
great.
cool. Love to learn more about you.
Yeah, we should meet in one-on-one. Yeah, and talk a little bit about Santa Cruz.
Yeah, we'll make that.
If you come here next time, let's meet.
Yeah, I'm thinking about heading out there in about probably less than a year to Coach. What is it, Cochabamba? Coach, I keep saying it wrong. Coach,
Cochabamba,
yeah. So,
all right. Thank you so much, Keith. And yeah, thank you so much, Keith. And yes, Warner, me and you and Keith will definitely get on that call. I see we have Barry with us today. Hello, Barry. It's been a while since we've seen you. How you doing?
Yeah, hi Chris. Hi everybody. Yeah, it's been some time. I've been busy, had a few health issues and bits and pieces, so I just dipping my toe back into it and seeing how people are getting on and what you've progressed with and that, Chris. So we'll see how the future pans out.
Well, Barry, things are going very well here. We got to get you caught up on things and see if you got to know more about what's going on. Definitely, you should plug into Sue and to Monica because they're right there in England. So you definitely should contact them very soon because we actually have the pillars that bring humanity together. And we actually added another one, Barry, which is you kind of asked about strength and values and everything like that. And that came from Sue. So, yeah, we'll definitely get you updated on a lot of things and everything like that. And Keith, too, as well. We'd like to introduce you to Keith because Keith is a great friend and everything like that. But, Warner, what comes up for me is, let me ask you this. And this is not necessarily from a business perspective, but more importantly, a human perspective. do you do what you do because you're wanting to bring value to people, or you're just doing it for the money?
I mean, that's obvious. Of course, it's not only for the money. I mean, if you see the prices, and I told you my prices for my program, it's not only for the money, right? I mean, I need to live from it, but I want to work with people all over the world, and I know there are regions in the world they cannot pay a lot of money, and I want to make it possible for those too. Still, on the other hand, I see, and this is an interesting discussion I had with somebody today from Uganda, from Africa, but I think this is true for all over the world. If it doesn't cost anything, and if you have programs for zero, the people are typically, and I know exceptions from my own programs, but typically they don't have so much, or they don't put so much effort into it. Right, so you have to have programs that have at least a minimum value or a minimum amount of fees, so that people put effort into it. And so this is an interesting point. And but of course, I mean, I don't do it only for money. I mean, I want to live from it. I want to provide my family with what I get. But it's of course because maybe it's mainly because I really want to do innovation and new things. This is what is driving me, right? I want to build new things, and sometimes it's crazy because I already lost money because of building startups and lost everything. But mainly it's because I'm bored if I'm doing all day the same thing, right? And in university, after a while, I wanted to build new things. I wanted to bring out my things into the world, what I was researching on, and my innovations. And I didn't want to write only papers and making presentations. I really wanted to change something, and I wanted to bring innovation. And today, I think innovation is easier in startups and in own companies, or in companies or in startups than in universities. I think innovation is driven by startups today, and not so much by universities. This is my perspective, at least.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I lost you guys there. It's an internet connection. I got it back online. But see, for me, Werner, when we add value to people, it's going to create something that's very meaningful and sustainable, and literally an opportunity if we allow that to occur. Because, like I said to you before our call, if we always make it about the money, it's always going to be about the money and everything like that. But if you make it about the value and the money to a certain degree, have that balance there within, again, and I truly believe in this, because a lot of businesses really don't look at it in the same context as probably what we do here, bringing humanity together. One, it's about knowing who you are. Because if you know who you are, everything else will be a natural byproduct of that, because of that growth potential, that thriving potential, that connection potential. Of course, that revenue potential will be there, because if it's almost like, I want to get your take on this too, Werner, because it's on top of my head right now and I can't shake it and it's calling to me. Think about it this way. Let me ask you this, Werner. If hope and faith come knock on your door, are you willing to answer that call?
I didn't because of the sound of the noise. So can you repeat the question, please?
I said, when hope and faith come knock on your door, are you willing to answer that call?
Who is knocking on my door? I didn't get that.
I said, when hope and faith come knock on your door, are you willing to answer the call?
Okay. Yeah, this is a good question. Everybody should ask that question. Yeah, himself. That's a good question for a sermon or a preach. Yeah, but you're right, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's a good question, right? Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to post that question to. Yeah, I'm going to post that question to you, Sue. When hope and faith come knock on your door, are you willing to answer that call?
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, yeah.
Go ahead, Werner. No, go ahead. I'm interested to hear. Talk.
Yeah, I mean, what shall I say? I mean, I told you my drivers already, and I told you I'm hope and faith. I mean, hope and faith is for me is guided by God, right? And I told you I'm guided by the Bible and the Holy Spirit. And of course, I mean, if He tells us go to Bolivia, I go to Bolivia. Yeah, and that's it. It sounds easy and maybe too simple, but I hope that answers your question.
I'll tell you what I think, Chris and Werner. There's actually, because I have a spirituality, not necessarily a faith, but I don't know if it's a psalm or a prayer about footprints in the sand, and the person walking along the beach turns around and says, well, where were you, God, when I needed you? And he turns around, or Jesus, and he turns around and he says, I was carrying you, but, you couldn't see me.
Yeah, it's a parable, yeah. It's outside Bible parable, but it's a well-known parable, yeah.
And that,
And
that's one of the things that to me my faith is about. The other thing that I believe in is and I think it is a psalm this time, is the Lord's my shepherd.
Yeah, it is a psalm.
Because I started off in a
Yeah,
C of E church where I was actually confirmed, and I've now moved on to an evangelical church, although those two things I discussed with you was where it all began.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
exactly. Exactly. And when you do have that hope and faith, and you do answer that call when it knocks on your door, I truly believe the greatest gift in and of itself is when we allow that to occur for someone else in and of itself. Because see, when we come knock on their door and we just give them a simple invitation to say, "Hey, come join us on this call. Come join us on this meeting. Come join us in learning about tech or whatever the case may be." When we just put it out there and just let it be, we don't try to control it, we don't try to contrive it, we don't try to manipulate it, we just let it be. And the more that we let it be, the more things can come back to us more so than we can even possibly imagine. Because when you really think about it, if we always focus about the outcome every single time, it's always going to be focused about the outcome. But if we are willing to let go of that outcome, most often than not, that outcome will come to us even better and more crystallized in a way that we know that, hey, it is okay. It's not going to be a bad thing if I don't do this, but yet pivot to that. It's about allowing that to kind of come into fruition, because by letting that be, then you can be more in tune about not only who you are, but you are allowing others like Monica and Sue and Keith and Michelle and Elizabeth and Barry and all these other great and amazing people who are part of this great and growing movement, that you just let that be for what it is. Because then again, maybe when they see what you see or even believe, and then you can see what they see and believe, and you just say, hey, let's start from here. How can we be really curious about it? How can we grow? How can we thrive? And I truly believe when you have agreement and alignment come into play, and you allow others to take that journey with you and you with them, from, let's say, alignment into agreement or agreement into alignment, and you allow that to occur, that's where a lot of magic can happen and opportunities can come to play. And then that growth potential and that thriving potential will also be there. But more importantly, you're making it about them and not about you, and you're putting it on their timetable, not on yours. What say you, Werner?
Yes, totally. See it in the same direction. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's important, of course. Yeah, to follow the opportunities or also the circumstances. So if something happens and you feel it, you need to help there and you need to go there, then you need to do it, right? Yeah.
I say something. I was just a meeting two before this, and sometimes to offer your time for free opens far more doors for you. I'm going to get involved with human trafficking as an ambassador. Well, not as an ambassador, as an advocate. And for me, it's a very good cause, and you never know where it leads. And I believe in leading in faith and hope that things will happen from there. And that is how I work. And whatever I can help somebody with, I'm going to help with. Been getting money for things that I have been doing, but it's okay. I've gained so much through it. I've just become a bestseller co-author of a book. I have been elevated beyond the steps in my life since I've transitioned in 1 year. I've worked very hard for it. But you will find that you will attract and motivate and inspire so many people. If you uplift people around you, your team members, they're all going to be your ambassadors. And you're going to get tenfold work coming back to you. And this is the way one should work. Help those around you, be that leader, and you won't believe how much more work is going to come your way. And that's just how I work. And I believe it's a very good way. And if somebody can tell me different, then please go ahead. I feel very strong about it because things have happened in my life. And by working hard for it, you will receive, but have faith in it and hope. And it will come. It will come.
Yes.
So, sorry.
Sorry, just Michelle, just add to this quickly. Self-belief and then self-confidence creates this powerful energy, and then universe responds to it because you become a superhuman, supernatural. And this energy, this force, it's literally shifts your life. So you can create miracles, literally miracles, with this powerful self-belief.
I've done things in my life and I'm like, oh my word, I've put myself in that position.
Absolutely.
But what I've received back is phenomenal. And if I can,
and it's about the attitudes as well,
Absolutely.
You have to be a good person, add values, but,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful,
Otherwise,
beautiful,
Michelle.
Living example.
Michelle, I would love to know more about your career. Chris, I think we ought to have Michelle on Conversations for Humanity. I think we ought to interview her. What do you think, Michelle?
Well, I totally agree. Do you want to hear now, or is
well,
it
I don't know.
time?
This is supposed to be about Werner tonight. I was thinking for another time.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. But I want to turn to now to Keith, because I know he's driving right now, but he's been listening in. But I want to turn to him now. Keith, what say you? What's been coming up for you right now in this great and engaging conversation so far?
Thank you. I love the level of authenticity, and I love that Werner is giving back to the community, and for anyone that joins any of his calls, with not having to receive money from a entry level form of coaching, but then also just really just being there in the moment, which is really wonderful when you're not so anxious because this has to happen that way, and he's really just going with it how whatever winds up happening, that's going to be where he's supposed to be. I think that's really great. Overall, it's just the conversation is just about people really finding that there's so many ways that we're connected, and that it's a lot more than just being a part of this group bringing humanity together, but it's like seeing how many similarities each of us have and how we're all willing to jump in there and lend a hand, whether it be about technology and, just really being vulnerable with one another so we can improve and create the greatest impact. Just a great conversation, very, very peaceful. It's good. And you have all the peaceful music in the background, Chris, while I'm listening to my puppy whine. But no, good conversation. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Keith. And like I said, I definitely want to facilitate that call between you and Werner and us here, bringing
Great.
humanity together. We'll make that happen. Yeah, go ahead, Werner.
Great. Yes, that would be nice to meet you.
Okay, we'll make that happen. Absolutely, absolutely. We'll make that happen.
Great.
But what really
Great.
shows
Yeah.
up, yeah, we'll make that happen. But like I said, what shows up for me in this whole call today, it's about awareness, understanding, being present, and just letting things happen. And once we allow that to occur, not only in our lives, but in the lives of others, what can we not achieve or do? Think about it. Maybe it might be that one conversation, that one smile, that one person who won't say a word, but you totally get them of what they are wanting to do and why they wanted to do it. Sometimes silence is golden, but silence also can make an impact. And when we have that impact and we do it from that impact standpoint, that we're not relegated by the money, but we are wanting that impact not only for them, but also for us, that creates win-win-win. And see, when you allow others to have that experience, you can't put a price tag on that. And that's why I truly believe value is going to be the next currency of humanity, because if you give people an experience that's tangible, it goes to their heart of hearts, it speaks to them, and it's very quantifiable to them, and it really goes down deep into their soul, you can't put a price tag on that. But when people really know that they are being heard, they're being valued, and it's like what John C. Maxwell says a lot. He says this: people don't know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Because see, caring goes a long way in recognizing not only someone's value, someone's worth, what they are wanting to do in their lives, professionally or even uh, personally. But when you do that in a way that you bring all that together, that really creates human development, does it not? And when you add the pillar of leadership, and you add the pillar of health and wellness, and you add the pillar of health and wellness, and you add the pillar of families and community and strength and values, that literally is a great recipe for success. So I will close it out with each and every single one of you and get some final thoughts, and then we'll go to Werner for his final thoughts. So I'll start with you, Sue. What's your final thoughts so far in this great and engaging conversation?
Well, I was just thinking, Chris, that bringing humanity together is a practical way of expressing spirituality. And I have put in the notes that I actually took part in a prayer group with Worcester Cathedral online against modern slavery on my 51st birthday. And that was really interesting because I noticed after that, when I was on websites of big companies like, I don't know, Land's End next, maybe, I'm not too sure, they actually at the bottom in the footer of the blurb on the website actually had statements or policies against modern slavery, and I'd never noticed that before. So I think it's good that the big companies are thinking about that sort of thing, because that's another issue, isn't it, in the world?
100%, Sue. Thank you so much. And I'll go to you, Monica. What's your final thoughts in today's great and engaging conversation with Werner's story?
Wow. So I'm pretty inspired. So well done for taking a leap of faith. It's very brave. But I think it does really pay off as well, because the peaceful life and then the freedom that you really secure for yourself and your family, it's priceless. So I'm pretty jealous of a good quality life, because quality over quantity now these days, I think. And then authenticity in Bolivia is perhaps much greater than in Europe or US, because people are more genuine. There's no sort of a fake. followers on Instagram or whatever, or just I like you because you like my photo. So yeah, authenticity, and then yeah, do what you do. It's just you do a great job, and it's, you know, your reward will be obviously you are being rewarded already, but then given to the community, you know, that you, it's always a ripple effect after that. So you perhaps, you know, be quite prosperous. So well done, and then yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much, Monica.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Michelle, I'll go over to you. What's your final thoughts on today's great and engaging conversation with Werner's story?
Well, Werner, I don't know Bolivia, and I'm really keen now to go look it out and check it out and see more about it. And it's always amazing to learn something new from other people, and I really love that. I love what you're doing and what you're offering, and I think you really have so much to offer others. And I would love to come to you, but I can't afford it. But I need those needs as well. So Sue, don't feel like a corner over there. So you know, we all got a lot to learn, and for me, it's all about community and helping uplift each other to get us where we need to be. And that I would, I appreciate what you do have to offer, and I think a lot of us need help in a lot of areas. So yeah, I'm also there to offer others as well. So, but I'd really love to know more about Bolivia. So that's really great. Thank you so much for sharing. I have 12 dogs on the farm, so 5 are mine too. So I have a busy life, yeah.
True.
So yeah,
I know that.
I
5 is
appreciate
already
the
enough.
Yeah, so I have 3 rescues and 2 that are not. So yeah, but I appreciate that side of you very much. Thank you.
No, thank you, Michelle. We greatly appreciate you. So I'll turn it over to you, Elizabeth. What's your final thoughts in today's great and engaging conversation about Werner's story?
Me being one of his students, I know he's doing a great job. And what I would say is helping people, I see it like a staircase. Every time you help somebody, you go higher because the other people are the ones on the stairs. And one time, just in case you're coming down, they are the one to hold you. And one of the stairs might be an escalator. So meaning it will propel you up high. So continue doing the good work that you're doing. And tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, yes. There's some technical issues, isn't it?
Sorry for that. Tomorrow, Monica, Sue, and Michelle, kindly join us and Dr. Werner. It is a wonderful group, and you will learn a lot. So don't be afraid of anything. We'll be there for you.
Thank you. Well, I've managed to open up the link in another what would you call it? Another screen. So yeah, I've got to jump on another group in a minute, but once that's done, I'll sign up, Werner. And a big thank you for tonight. I've learned a lot from you, and you know, maybe another time I could learn a bit more about your faith and your spirituality, because as per usual, Chris, I seem to have done all the talking.
All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. And I'll turn over now to Keith and get his final thoughts in today's great and engaging conversation. Then we'll end with Werner and his final thoughts. Go ahead, Keith.
Sure. Yeah, great conversation today, and I do agree that you find yourself when you're providing service to others. I found myself through volunteering, and especially through making these essential connections with people on a human level, not just based upon funds. And I think once you build those connections, that you really have stronger connections that are more authentic, that'll last, because they're going to be transformational instead of transactional through just funds in general. But yeah, thank you, everyone. Looking forward to the next conversation.
Thanks, Keith. Why she's crying?
let's see, hold on. Let's see if I can show you. Hold on
Oh,
one second.
oh,
She's a puppy. She's a little puppy. So
Yes,
oh, she wants to
okay,
cuddle. Oh,
yeah, that's why. Thanks, everyone.
oh, lovely. Thank
oh,
you. Drive safe.
yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank
So,
you.
Warner, thank you so
Yeah,
much for coming today and sharing your story with us here today in Conversation for Humanity. So, I'll let you have the last word and tell us what's your final thoughts in today's great and engaging conversation with sharing of your story.
yeah. Thank you for inviting me. It was great sharing my story. And as I told you, I'm driven by innovation and building new things. And I, yeah, don't like to see many copies of freelancers. We have already a lot of copies out there, but I like if we find unique stories, unique careers, unique freelancers, solopreneurs, and also family businesses. And yeah, I sent the link into the chat. So if you want to join tomorrow, Thursday, every Thursday, we have these meetings. You can register there. I will send the email with all the instructions later. Don't worry, it's not automatically yet. It will be automated soon, but in the moment I sent the email, so you will receive the email, but not automatically after registration, but you will receive it. And yeah, would be happy to see you all again. Happy to have a meeting with Keith soon and with Christina Imre and Chris again. And see you all soon. Have a nice evening or afternoon, depending on where you are. Good night. Or maybe nobody is in the next day already. There's nobody from Asia joining in. Typically in my meetings, I have also people that are already on the next day because they are in Asia, but this time not. And yeah, this is what I really like: work in different time zones, internationally, meeting people from everywhere, and this is really, yeah, inspiring me in these times of remote work and online work to meet people from all over the world that have interesting stories and where I can help building maybe, yeah, or helping improving maybe their story and improving their business. Yeah. Thank you for the invitation,
Oh,
Chris, and see you all soon.
Thank you.
absolutely, Warner. Well, you want to make that
Thank you
call
very
happen.
much.
And again, you've just been such a blessing to us. And again, Warner, we can't wait to collaborate with you moving forward. So again, I will be posting Humanity Happy Hour, the audio experience later on tonight, and also a community call on Friday later on tonight. So please be on the lookout for that, not only on my page, but also on our business page here at Bring Humanity Together. If you'd like to know more about Warner, please reach out to him or reach out to one of us, and we will love to have that great and engaging conversation with you. So, from all of us here at Bring Humanity Together, have a great day. Make your day. We'll see each other tomorrow on Humanity Happy Hour, the audio experience. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye. Lovely to meet you.
Bye bye.
Right, leave
Bye bye.
studio.